Hello and welcome back to my channel. It's Belinda here from Visualised DNZ, and we're back with Trash Craft Tuesday. So I've got a not a spectacular project for you today, but just looking at perhaps some materials that definitely would have been trashed. I don't know whether you've thought of using these before or not, but I've got here something that I love to save, and I rescue it from other people's trash as well, and I have been doing that for quite a while, so it's not a Trash Craft Tuesday new thing. It's something I've been doing for a while. One of my favourite things to use is these very thin, often it's very thin paper, if you can tell how thin that is, information things that you get with products, whether it be, this one's from a medication, you get ones out of electronic products like this one from an electric toothbrush, this is out of the flea treatment for our cats. You get them in all sorts of things, and sometimes they're in little booklet form, like for a watch it might be a little booklet form. I save those because they are particularly a wealth of foreign text. So if you struggle to find foreign text, then look for these, and they're usually things that people throw out that like no interest in them, don't even bother to read them typically. But for instance, in this, and I don't even know which way is up actually, maybe this way because there's an ABC here, there's whatever language that is, Asian of some description. Yep, all Asian on there. So really cool characters. And on this side we've got English and just English. So that's alright. So you don't have to decide which side of the paper to use. And then you often get these blank areas. So you can use the blank area as well if you want some free paper. Like, why wouldn't you use that? It's so cool. This one from the flea treatment is only in English, but if I open it out like so, hopefully you can see it. It's a bit bigger than what I can fit in screen, but there's lots of blank paper, and it's blank on both sides in lots of areas, so you don't even have to worry about the text on the back coming through. And then a lot of this is stuff that you would not want to put on anything, because it talks about killing and fleas and worms and, you know, not that nice stuff. But there are bits, like if you had something where you needed just a little barcode to add as a decoration, or a bit of texture, a chart where you can just take a bit of a chart. So there's still bits and pieces that you can use. But I do particularly love the foreign text. And then this one is in multiple languages. I have no idea what languages. French probably, but I think there's more than one. I don't know. I don't read foreign languages. The chart on the back's in foreign language. Looks like Spanish or French or something like that. And then it's got the English as well. And again, because it's a medication thing, it's got mentions things that you don't want to be putting on. But if you can't read what it says, you know, unless you sell it to someone who speaks those languages and can read those languages, it's just beautiful text. So they are my go-tos. And also for this one with the blank paper, if you've been watching my videos, you would have seen how I sew this thin note paper onto music sheet, so you can still write but see the music paper underneath. And that's all I've got left. I haven't got a huge amount of it, and I don't know whether I can find something similar to this. I probably can, but in the meantime, when I run out of that, I can use this paper. So I can just cut the ones that are blank on both sides, and I can stitch it on the same as what I do with this paper. So I'm keeping every single one of these because we've got 4 cats and we treat them every month. So we get a few of those. So I'm saving them all up for doing that with. So I'm just going to keep out the 2 with foreign text on. And I've got this book here, which I rescued out of the recycling bin at my husband's work. No interest whatsoever in learning how to use MyOb, which is Mind Your Own Business, if you don't know. It's an accounting software. It's obviously outdated. It's got a bit of coffee or tea staining on the corners. No interest in the contents of the book itself, but I'm just going to take out a page here. It is paper, you know, and we do have a thing about paper, don't we? I thought, why not? I ummed and ahed all day, and it was only towards later in the day that I went and grabbed it. And this was Wednesday last week. And I went and finally dug it out of the recycling bin, because it was like I finally worked out what I could do with it. I can use it as a base for doing masterboards or for doing any collage, or I can turn it into book page pockets or anything. It is white paper. I could coffee dye it, but in this case I'm just going to do a little A4, maybe slightly shorter than A4 I think, masterboard. So nothing revolutionary, nothing particularly exciting. But I am going to use bits of that foreign text as well as my stash of scraps and do a little bit of scrap busting, because after all, scraps are essentially trash, things that people would have thrown away. So I'm just going to grab a few bits and get going, and yeah, hopefully you can join in and do a bit of collaging or crafting along with me. Give me some feedback. Lovely to hear from my subscribers. Are you enjoying? Are you liking the length of my videos, or do you prefer something else? This is my preferred length of video, is an hour or less. That's what I like to do, and I like to just keep it chatty. And I know some people don't like that, but that's the type of video I like to watch. So it's the type of video I personally make. So, you know, I know this format's not for everybody. Some people like the sped up stuff with music, and some don't. So I know that not everything suits everybody. But if you have any feedback on my channel or my videos, yeah, I'd love to hear from you, or just what you're up to, what you're doing, what's on your craft desk at the moment. And if there's anything you'd like me to show you how to do, and I don't know everything, but if I don't know and I'm interested, I will learn how and do it for you. I'm just going to take off some of these straight edges. So this is the medication one. Oops, dropping. Actually, I'm going to take them all off because this one's a bit funky. So we'll just take that off as well. And then if you tear it into little bits, then what's actually on it becomes, what am I trying to say? It's no longer in context, so it's less likely that somebody's going to bother reading it and think, oh, that's about medication and side effects and what have you. So if anybody can read this language, whatever it is, I apologise if that's a problem for you, reading something. I mean, some of these words you can understand. It talks about melodies, but by the time it's all part of the whole, like, who's going to bother reading a little snippet? Because that's not what it's for, is it? I really like this piece with the check marks in the table, so I'm going to pop that down. And if you think that a bit of this is a little bit too large and perhaps too readable for somebody, then just go in with another snippet or strip of something and break it up. Put it through the middle or on the side or something. You know, you can just keep playing until you're happy. Where did I put my bag of scraps? Ah, somewhere I don't normally. Very handy that. Might use a bit of jelly print. This is just scrape off paper. I use popsicle sticks to get the paint out of the the sample pots, and then I just scrape it on the paper, and it's not particularly pretty, not pretty at all. It's possibly one of the ugliest bits of scrape off paper, but you know what, break it up into a little piece and suddenly all those colours start to sing, because you're not trying to take in the whole thing at once, you're just taking a little bit, and it's got some really pretty yellow and green and dark pink and a couple of different shades of blue, and suddenly you actually quite like it. So I keep burying things, it's terrible. Oh, can you hear that texture? That's all the ridges of paint on the paper, and it's just on butcher paper. There's a bit of metallic in here as well. So it's got this brown, which isn't particularly attractive. So I'm gonna maybe just tear out some of that brown so there's not so much brown. So what's everybody up to today? It's a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful day outside. I have got some washing out on the line because we had some sheets and towels and things stacked up that needed doing, and we were waiting on a fine day to do it because we don't have a dryer or anything. So we need it to be fine so we can get them done outside. And okay, I can see a couple of words in this foreign text that are perfectly readable and which I definitely do not want anywhere in my collage. So, you know, even foreign text, perhaps give it a little bit of a scan, just to make sure that there's nothing untoward in there. So yeah, so I'm late doing my video today because I've got a few chores done, and I had to take some mail to the post office to mail out. So I did that, and the car needed a good run, so I took it for a wee tiki tour, went down to the beach, had a look down there. Then I went to a wee shop and picked myself up some new stickers, because I've got a whole big file of stickers. It's one of those clear files, and it's got like 40 pages, and it's jam-packed, and it's like this wide. Honestly, it's huge, and I can't find it. I am so annoyed. I just cannot find it, and it's not a small thing, like it, and it's bright blue as well, so it's not something you can easily mislay. But I haven't needed to use my stickers for probably a good couple of years, so you know, they're getting old, but it's still usable. Just add a bit of glue stick or some tacky glue or something. But I needed them and I cannot find them, so I spent a bit of time hunting this morning, to no avail. So I bought myself a couple of cheap sheets. I can't reach for them at the moment. I'll have to show them in another video maybe, otherwise I'd show you. Super cute, bit of fun, until I hopefully can locate my other stickers. So the only stickers I could find were the ones that somebody had asked me if I had stickers I didn't want anymore, and so I pulled out ones that I thought I didn't want, put them in a bag and handed them over to her, and she didn't want them either, so she gave them back, which is fine, and they're the only ones I can find. So I've been using them, and I've discovered actually yes, I did want them. So I'm pleased that she gave them back and didn't actually want them in the end, because otherwise I would have had no stickers, and that would have been no fun, because I'm finding them very handy for my journaling, my personal journaling. Just add quick, easy, fun colour to accent what you're writing about. Right, I've got no plan here, people. I'm just collaging a masterboard that I can use, cut up and use in whatever way I choose, just to demonstrate really what to do with these bits that you would throw away. So the book and the little leaflet bits that you get in products. So hopefully this isn't boring for you. I find watching collage actually quite restful and fun. I enjoy watching other people do it, so hopefully, lovely subscribers, there's one or two out there amongst you who also like to watch people doing it. And I don't worry about things being upside down. It does not bother me, and I don't know which way I'm going to use this anyway, so I don't fuss with it at all. Add some nice bright colour in, I think. Just going to go in there with that whole strip. Taking care of some scraps. Which reminds me, I have briefly mentioned it, but my very good friend Lydia over at February and June, if you haven't checked out her channel, please do, particularly if you enjoy journaling, because she does some beautiful, beautiful journaling, and I find it very inspiring, and I'm learning a lot from her. So if you like to journal, or would be interested in journaling if you don't, hop along and see her. But my friend Lydia and I are going to do a collaboration in September, which I'm very, very excited by. I think it's going to be a bit of fun. So we're going to do some videos sort of around the same time. We haven't kind of worked out the details, so I guess we should do that soon, Lydia. But yeah, there's going to be some fun stuff, I am sure. So yeah, looking forward to that. And it's going to be focused, it's called Scrappy September, so it's going to be focused around using scraps and rubbish, basically. Those bits that we like to rescue from the bin, or in our case, the fire. You know, in winter we burn a lot of our burnable rubbish. Why pay to put it out to go to a landfill when you can burn it and get a little bit of heat from it, and it helps light the fire. We don't get a newspaper, so we're always running out of paper to light the fire with. So cardboard boxes and stuff we often light the fire with. Yeah, so sometimes I have to, oh, don't burn that. Although I've got my hubby pretty well situated when it comes to things I want to keep. And he generally will ask. He's super, super sweet. Maybe put that bit there. Yeah, so that's coming up in September, which isn't that far away. I am hoping to get another video done this afternoon, because my friend is taking me out for coffee tomorrow, and I won't have time to do the video at my usual time. I could do it later in the day, but it would be nice to sort of get it done ahead of time, and then I can relax while we have coffee, instead of thinking, oh, I've been here too long, or I need to get home, or what have you. Right, so I'm going to go for some of this big, I don't know, what do they call these symbols in the, like Japanese or Chinese? I feel like I should know what they're called, the symbols. But if I do know, I can't think what it is. And there's no chance of me being ever able to work out what that says. And with a toothbrush, I think whatever it does say is probably going to be fairly innocuous, unlike the medication one. It's not going to talk about, you know, nasty stuff. I wouldn't think. I think it's more about how to use the toothbrush and best practice and how to look after the toothbrush, things like that. At least that's what I hope. And how to charge it and, you know, that sort of thing. So yeah, if you don't want to use the medication type ones, then look for the technology ones. Things from watches, from anything digital, like a DVD player or a new TV or something. You're bound to find some foreign text. Not that we've bought anything like that in a long time. straight. So these bits I'm using are the inside of envelopes, which I love using in collage. So I seem to be going for quite a pink and blue purpley sort of theme here. Quite accidental. It's just what I seem to be grabbing out and putting down. Apart from this bit of wrapping paper here, which has got green and yellow and all sorts. But there is some yellow in other places from that painty paper. Right. Oh, maybe a bit more of this. Maybe I can fill that gap here. Yeah, so I'd love some feedback too on the Trash Craft Tuesdays. Have you watched more than this one? Have you seen any of the others, and what do you think? Do you think they're good? Are they valuable? Or if you have any ideas for something that you'd love to know what to do with. I can't guarantee that I've got the same sort of thing. So I possibly will not be able to do anything if I can't get hold of something similar to an item that you want to know. But you know, you don't know if you don't ask, do you? So I'd love to know if you had any ideas on something, because going into Scrappy September I will need some good ideas so I can do videos for you guys. I'm going to need something different. Here's a bit of my misprinted digital, so let's go with some of this. Gradually getting through my misprinted digitals. Okay, a couple of gaps, smaller gaps to fill on this, but we're not too far off completing this one. And I'm just going to do this one sheet. I don't think you need to watch me do any more than this one sheet. And then perhaps I can post some photos on Instagram or something of what I make with it. Yep, it's just going to fill that gap nicely. I found, while I was looking for my sticker book, I did come across something quite funny. If you've watched my videos, you've seen, you know, at one point I was running very low on glue stick. I was down to my sort of last half of the glue stick and sort of trying to preserve it. Well, while I was looking for my sticker book, I came across these 5 glue sticks. Now, they're not brand new. They were ones left over from a craft class I was teaching. So they're all in various amounts of use, but there is glue still in all of them. And I had to laugh. I was like, well, yeah, that's going to keep me going for a little bit. So can relax on the glue stick front a bit. I've got plenty there to see me through, probably for a couple of months maybe, depending how much collaging I do. But yeah, I just thought it was really funny, hiding away in a box. So at least my search wasn't completely in vain. I did actually locate something useful. Maybe a bit of the pink. Just need a strip to go along this bit. Gonna have to change out my glue page again too, because it's already super sticky. And I've got this little gap in here, so I need something else for there, maybe some of the smaller Asian text. Now, sorry, I hope it doesn't offend anyone calling it Asian text. I don't know what else to call it. And that's what it is. It's text that's from an Asian culture. But hopefully, yeah, hopefully that's not a problem to say that. in this day and age, it can be a bit tricky to know what's appropriate and what's not. I don't think it would be offensive, and it's certainly not my intent. I just need a wee drink. It's very close to lunchtime. In fact, it probably is lunchtime now. By the time I got back from doing my errands and from doing chores around the house, yeah, I sat down to do this video at like, I think it must have been 10 to 12 or something. So if my stomach growls, I do apologise. I half expect it to. It's a wee while since breakfast now. Right, maybe a little bit of this here as well. So I've got leftovers for lunch. It's always handy. My husband cooked roast pork on Sunday night, and he did up heaps and heaps and heaps and heaps and heaps of vegetables, to do enough to do us through to Wednesday, maybe Thursday, of lunches, because we get a vegetable box delivered every fortnight, and we're due again for a box this week. So it's like you need to use up some of these vegetables from the previous box. So yeah, it's good. I just need to put it all on a plate, put my veggies and my bit of roast pork on a plate, heat it up, and then I can eat. So that's why I thought I'd do the video anyway, because I don't have to worry about actually making something. No, too much the same, I think. Where did that bit of painty paper go? Have I buried it? Oh well, I'll have to go for something else. Sorry if you can't see me, I'm just digging in my bag looking for bits and pieces. I do realise that would be completely off camera. So this is some more painty paper. It's a shiny book that I just picked up some paint pour paint on, and this really pretty purple and blues, and then there's little bits of the underneath page peeking through just to add even more texture. Where did I put the rest of that? Here it is. I'm sure I've got somewhere to put a bit more of that. I'm just going to put that whole bit down there. So I need to do more painty papers of that sort of type, not paint pours, because I've got nowhere to do paint pours at the moment. But yeah, where I just randomly add paint, because it's super fun and so useful for collage. Right, maybe a bit of this there, fill that gap. Sorry, I was completely off camera. I don't know where my head is at. I think my head is with lunch, thinking about lunch, to be honest. Oh, I like that. I like those two together. Okay. And we've just got this bit up here, and I think that's it. So, let's see. Just this random bit of scrapbook paper. It's not like anything else I've put down, but it doesn't matter. Oops, there goes my tummy. Can you hear it? Gurgling away. By the time you tear this into pieces, people won't know that it's an odd bod. It doesn't match anything else. And I do apologise too, again, if you haven't seen my previous videos, I glue on the left. It's how I always glue, how I've always glued, and I just find it difficult to switch and do it on the other side, and it does mean that my arm crosses under the camera quite often. So I do apologise for that, but I just, it's my natural way of working, so I find it difficult to do the other way around. Oh, I've got one more little gap, so that just go in with another bit of this, and then it's no longer an odd bod, is it? Because it comes in more than one place. And that can go over that medicinal one, so it takes away from the text there again, breaks it up, and nobody's likely to then take much notice of what's actually written there. Right, I think I've got all my gaps covered now. So just a very quick, simple, lovely masterboard collage. And on the back it will need to be, depending what I use it for, to be backed. If I use it for pockets, then I don't need to worry, but for everything else then, or if I use it for a belly band, cut it to a belly band, I don't need to back it, but for anything else I'll need to back it with writing paper. So there we go. I hope that's something new for you with these informational or instructional bits of paper that come in products. I hope that you have some that you can play with. Also, let me know if it's something you use, that you enjoy using. I'd love to know too that this isn't a new idea, if it isn't a new idea for you. Let's be honest, I'd just love to hear from you, full stop. So thanks for joining me for Trashcraft Tuesday today. Be sure to like and comment. I'd so appreciate it, and hit the subscribe button if you're not already subscribed. Come join us, and feel free to pop into our Facebook group, Visual Vibes. There are some joining questions. It's a private group, but in there you can share your makes. There's some freebies, and I'll keep adding freebies as I do them, and we'd love to just have you join us. So thanks again, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye for now.